Everybody, welcome back to Vlogmas Day 20. I am here with you. It is midday on Wednesday, December 20th, and it has been a pretty uneventful morning. I had a little excitement in my teeth world in that I was eating my breakfast and I could feel this weird string in my mouth, which, of course, I kind of thought it was probably my stitches coming out, but I didn't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing. So anyway, long story short, I called the office and they assured me it was normal and it's just very odd. And so I have to kind of wait until she said I could like cut it out or pull it out. Okay, I'm sorry if this is too gross for y'all, but or I could wait till tomorrow and when I have my appointment, but I'm a little nervous about just like, you know, there's like fleshy bits and things going on in there. I don't want to like pull anything out. So anyway, I have been kind of just moving it around with my tongue and hoping that it will dissolve on its own. But yeah, it has been an adventure, this recovery from the wisdom tooth surgery. I think I thought it was going to be easier to some degree than it has been. I guess, you know, you don't think about it too much. I mean, okay, if this stuff is not interesting to you, again, apologize, but this has been my life for the last 6 days. You can fast forward if you're bored by this. But it's fascinating and a little frightening to me at the same time that I could go into an office and the surgeon could put me under general anesthesia at 6:15, pull out 4 very large permanent teeth, and then within 45 minutes to 50 minutes, I am now out of anesthesia and walking out to the car, albeit I was not very with it. It's a little freakish, for lack of a better word. Sorry about that. I had to shut the door because it's getting noisy outside here. Anyway, it's a little odd to me how science has gotten so far advanced that it's like normal to do this sort of thing. Anyway, all that to say is I do pretty good in the beginning of the day, and then when I get towards the end of the day, I start to feel my jaw gets really sore, which makes sense. Last night my husband made, I think I mentioned he was going to make tuna melts, which if you've never heard of that before, it's like bread with tuna and cheese melted on top. And he cut off the crust for me because he's a very nice nurse. And then he made some soft cooked cauliflower and carrots, which were really yummy, but it took me I think it took me almost an hour to eat, a normal serving. And I chewed for a very long time. So it is no wonder that my mouth hurt last night. Anyway, so I waver between like feeling like I'm doing great to feeling like I need a pity party. Anyway, I'm ridiculous. Here we are, back in Vlogmas day 20, and I'm trying to be normal, but you know, what is normal, really? Normal is a word and a thing that doesn't really exist. So, this morning, after I had my little what is going on in my mouth situation, which I have had a lot of over the last few days, I did some knitting. I worked on my cowl, which I was going to show you, and I think I'm very, very close to finishing it. I think I just have one more main color section and one more accent color section, and then I'm going to Kitchener it together. So here it is. See how big it is? Whoa, it is. I have done a lot of knitting on this. So the goal is that it will wrap around twice, which it almost is now actually when I look at it. But I have to remind myself, you know, if you Surrey, alpaca, mohair, any of those fuzzy yarns, they're not quite as stretchy as merino. And also my husband will wear this over, like he pulls up his hood when he goes outside to boy, I'm losing it. When he goes outside to plow, and so he'll need to be a little bit bigger. So anyway, I'm gonna hopefully, the goal was to finish it tomorrow and then Kitchener it together on Friday, but I hope by the end of the day tomorrow I am completely done with it. I think I measured one of my other cowls that is a double wrap infinity cowl, and it is about 52 inches in circumference, and so that is what I am shooting for before I Kitchener it together. So anyway, that is going swimmingly. And the color for today, for Very Fun Yarns, if we're moving on to Advents, actually kind of matches the cowl. It has this nice blue color, and this has a very funny name. How do I say that? I'm kind of known in our household as the mom who tells a lot of 12-year-old boy potty jokes, and I like to blame the fact that I grew up, I have only one brother who is older than me, and he thought potty humor was funny. He still does. In fact, I still get him ridiculous birthday cards. My father and even my grandfathers were kind of ridiculous in what they thought was funny. So I blame my upbringing. And then of course, I had 4 boys who also think those things are funny. Anyway, so this one is called Crackin' Some Nuts. And it is a beautiful, it is one of my more favorite ones actually. It's got like this like light blue and gray with some brown. So obviously that's a reference to the Nutcracker, but you know, if you wanted to think like a 12-year-old boy, I'm sure you could come up with some other inappropriate ideas. And the message for today, which is day 20, it's also kind of something my kids would love. It is play video games. Yes, that is right. I'm giving you permission to play some good old video games. Research now shows that playing video games in moderation can actually be good for our creative brains because they pose a challenge that can be solved in many different ways, encouraging us to think outside the box. So, yeah, video games. When my 12-year-old was helping me package up these Advent kits, I remember he was reading them because he was folding each little thing that went in the bag. And he was like, "Oh, Mom, you told me I could play video games. Does that mean I get to play more video games?" But the key in that one is in moderation, right? Everything in moderation. That's something we all need to remember this time of year, whether it is treats or, I don't know, even knitting. I hasten to say that, but when I knit too much without breaks, you know, your arms start to hurt, your muscles start to get sore, you know, repetitive stress is a thing. So yes, so that is Very Fun Yarns. And you may hear some noise behind me, and that is my kitty cat. He's playing with his toy. Day 20 is from Yarn Ink, another kind of bluey gray color. I am having a hard time seeing the difference between the last three. They're all very beautiful, but yeah. Okay, I'm really excited to start making something with these. I know I said I was going to make the bounce blanket, but I'm also thinking that it might be fun to crochet something out of these two. I know Nitty Natty has made this like crochet advent blanket that she's working on right now. That would be kind of cool as well. So we will see. I have plans to maybe start that in January or February of next year. I don't know. Which brings me to a question. I have been thinking about the end of the year and finishing off some of my projects, and I don't know, I kind of want to have a little knit along where we like a finish along where we focus on one project each month, or if your projects are smaller you could do one a week, whatever you want to do. But think about that. Tell me what you think. I know last year at this time I did a blanket binge, which was really fun, which we could do again as well. In the end, I ended up, I think, casting on or working on way more blankets than I finished. I still have like, I don't know how many, 4 or 5 blankets on the needles or hook. So I really want to get them off so I can enjoy them. I think I've realized that probably 1, max 2 blankets at a time is really what I need to have going. Anyway, I digress. I'm very rambly this morning. The rest of the day we have planned, let's see, we are waiting kind of impatiently. We have a big system because we live in the country and we live in Minnesota. We have a lot of iron and heavy metals in our water. And being in the country, we have our own well water. And so we have this iron curtain system that needs to be maintained every year. And we are waiting for that technician to come. He was supposed to be here between 9 and 1. You know how they always give you the big, huge time span. And I just saw a message pop up as I was recording here that they are running a tad bit late. But we are waiting for him to get here. And once he finishes that, then I am going to run with my husband to Costco to get some snacks. We kind of, according to my husband, I don't know, I'm not eating them. He says we're out of snacky things because we have all the kids home now. So we need a few more things to get us through. We are going to be here until Saturday morning, which time my in-laws, so my husband's parents, are coming to take care of the cats over the Christmas weekend while we celebrate with my family. And then when we come back, we're going to celebrate with Dean's family. So we are just trying to get the house stocked to some degree, but not overstocked with food for the coming days. But so that's the plan. We're going to do that. And then I might make some fudge. You know, we like to make a lot of Christmas cookies, but we have found that the gluten-free ones, they don't stay nice as long. They get dry and they don't taste as good when they're not fresh. So I think we're going to make those on Thursday and Friday instead. So yeah, that is the plan. Otherwise, I'm going to do some more knitting and relaxing and hanging out, recuperating. I did only take 1 nap today so far. I'm doing really good. I got up at 7:45 and I just took 1 nap so far, 20 minutes. So maybe I'll do 2 instead of 3 today. Who knows? But yeah, so thank you so much for joining me and for sticking with me this year during Vlogmas. It's been kind of weird since I had my teeth out and there's no snow. It's like 40 some degrees again today. It feels very unfestive. I do not feel like I'm celebrating Christmas. So I hope that wherever you are, that I'm bringing you some festive joy, even if there is not snow. And perhaps you have snow there and that is bringing you joy. But definitely lots of fireplace cozy knitting. So that is one good thing we have here. All right, everyone. I'm going to sign off for now, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye. Hello everybody, I am back home from my trip to Costco and I'm joined by my lovely s'mores here. She's very excited to see my return. Not much to report, just wanted to check in one more time before the end of the day. My trip out was pretty uneventful. It was not too busy at Costco. Sometimes it's, crazy there, but it wasn't too bad. And we got a few things that we needed. I ran to the pet store and got a few things there. I mentioned before that my in-laws actually are going to come up a little bit early and they're going to take care of all of our cats while we're gone, because now that we have 6 cats, it's really hard to find a cat sitter. And so they are doing us the great gift of giving us the gift of taking care of them while we're gone. So they stay here and we just leave food and things for everybody, human and cats. And so I am a little distracted because S'mores is playing down below me. But so I'm back now for the night. You might have seen me putting in baked potatoes in our crock pot. I like to make them in the crock pot. I just we wash them and fork them and put a little bit of olive oil on them, and then wrap them in aluminum foil, and then they cook in the crock pot on low or on high for probably like 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours. So those should be ready soon. I think my husband's gonna make some toppings for them, and mine will probably be very mashed, but it will be good. And yeah, maybe we'll watch a little movie tonight. Maybe I'll just knit, not sure. I was sort of thinking about getting out my blanket projects to see, but maybe I'll wait and do that with you tomorrow, because I kind of want to finish some of the projects I'm working on before I pull out what I want to focus on next. I don't know if you guys are like that, but sometimes you just you need to finish something before you move on to something else. And then other times I'm fine with having 10 projects going at the same time. But right now I am feeling the need to finish some things. So I'm gonna work on those socks and that cowl, and then plan to pull out. I think I count 6 blanket projects going right now. So I really wanna get those done, ideally by the end of June next year. So finish them in the first half of the year. That would be really fabulous. Okay, I'm done rambling for now. I hope you had a great Wednesday, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.